The Minister for Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry.
Thanks very much, Mr Speaker. And I want to thank the member for Blair for the question and acknowledge his strong engagement with the farmers, including the dairy farmers, sunflower, lucerne vegetables, bean and grain crops, all involved in his electorate of Blair. It's been an extraordinary year and a year of great contradictions for many of the challenges that Australia's farmers have faced during the course of this year. Commodity prices rose to record highs, and then there's been some easing, but the easing has happened at the same time as the dollar fell back as well, which meant that we were insulated from some of the advantages of those farm input prices being eased. Some good rains in some parts of the country, and some honourable members have been from each side of the House have been giving me reports in recent days. There's some good news. I received a text message from a farmer in Cowra just as question time began, who's been lucky that his grain harvest is happening today and is very good, but it's certainly not the story across the whole of the country. And there's some parts of the country where the harvest didn't come off because of drought. There's some parts in recent weeks where the harvest didn't come off because of rain, and such have been some of the challenges faced during the course of this year. While many areas of the country have come out of drought declaration, it's important to remember 48% of the landmass in Australia does remain drought declared, 48%, which remains a fairly extraordinary figure across the nation when these figures are based on whether or not it's been assessed historically that you're dealing with a 1 in 20 to 25-year event. The year, in terms of agricultural policy, has been a combination of implementing the promises which we gave and commissioning two very major reviews, which have now nearly concluded coming in, which will form the work program very much for next year. Those promises to be delivered on began this year with the wheat marketing reforms and the subsequent show of coalition unity, which wheat always attracts. We've also been implementing, with Australia's Farming Future, a significant investment in making sure that our R&D programs are squarely aimed at preparing farmers for the future and preparing farmers for the challenges that climate change brings. We've also established the Australian Fisheries Management Authority, AFMA, on a bipartisan basis as a commission, and $20 million to help our forest industries to prepare for the future. The two major reviews I referred to, one refers to quarantine and the other refers to drought. All honourable members are aware of the devastation that was caused following equine influenza. Industry estimates $1 billion damage to it through that. It's probably more, but we'll certainly never know. Roger Beale has handed his report to me, and that's now being considered by government as a comprehensive view of how Australia can better protect its biosecurity status. The National Review of Drought Policy has formed a good part of the discussion this year, acknowledging that the challenges the climate's bringing us for the future are different to what we've had in the past. And I do reiterate the guarantee that I have consistently given and that the Prime Minister has repeated, that it is a review of how we will handle the next drought and does not carry changes for the protections which people enjoy when they are currently going through the current drought and some of the most difficult experiences of their own working lives. I'd also add the economic security strategy. More than $4 billion of that money goes into rural and regional Australia. More than $4 billion, forming a very important part of that total package. Many of the issues that have gone on around the world have all come down in agriculture. And we knew from the beginning of the year, when it had been predicted as an agricultural theme for the year, when the United Nations had deemed it to be the International Year of the Potato, which honourable members might not be aware of, for 2008. But it was a year where we saw a global food crisis, a global financial crisis and climate change, all of which putting a very strong pressure on us to make sure that we get the policy settings right to prepare our primary producers for the future.